What's up, everybody?
Oh, dang. Hey, so we're live.
We are live. How long has it been since a live?
You did a live, about a month ago?
Yeah.
With the mini old fogey.
Mini old fogey, that's right. Just a little test build. It was fun.
That's an awesome time.
Yeah. Well, this is a good reason to bring lives back because a lot of good news.
Very good news. I put a little teaser, well, not a teaser, but a descriptor up there. We are the FTCA CBO.
Yay! Well, Alex, we'll give some people some time to get on here.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, congrats you as well there, Alex. We have the not only is the FTCA a CBO, the FPVFC is also
a CBO.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I think that's a perfect picture of what we want to see. There's no way,
sure.
And I'll say this unapologetically, and Lee, I know you'll agree. There's no way we would have gotten here without, number one, our awesome community,
for sure,
but also without some awesome people from the FPVFC. And
True.
Dave Messina, Alex, Dan, Cujo, who am I forgetting? Blunty.
Yeah. Dave, Josh, Cujo.
Yeah, it wasn't done in a vacuum.
No. All the people.
So yeah, it was
all thems.
It shouldn't have been a complicated process, but it was. And but at the same time, it's just really awesome now that we can start doing stuff.
Do it.
Very nice.
And the stuff in which we are going to start doing is FRIAs. We actually finished the application yesterday for us here at Edgewater, our FRIA.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll hear back from them soon.
Yeah, and a little bit backing up here. If you guys aren't aware, why is this such a big, important thing? We are at Round Club Robin Jim T. Graham's thing because we just did an interview with Jim T. Graham, and I know he'll be putting that out sometime very soon. Maybe it's already out.
I think it was live. Didn't he say
it was going live?
It was going live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jim, thank you for the opportunity. But why is this important? Because we got to assume we've been kind of living and breathing this for the past 3+ years. But a lot of people may not even know what's going on and why CBOs and FRIAs and why are all these acronyms being called out. Long story short, Congress, when they did the reauthorization, gave some mandates to the FAA that had regulations. And if I say the words remote ID, you'll know exactly, what boils our blood. And along with things like remote ID, there was also CBO recognition. There was a trust test. There was FRIAs. And what's really important to us is we want to make sure that people can still fly freely at their location that they love so much. Based on what the reauthorization did, it was taking that opportunity away where you'd have to have a remote ID module, and that puts a financial burden, it puts a technology burden, it puts a lot of other burdens. With flight test and the FTCA, we don't want you to have burdens.
And isn't it like intrusive if you think about it?
They have burdens.
Yeah.
Like the putting it in that.
I'm not and here's where I can see, with broadcast modules and stuff, it gives you the ability to fly at a lot of different places. You don't need to worry about FRIAs. So it's not going to just limit you to certain areas, which is a good thing.
Right.
But at the same time, we got to have as many different avenues to be able to fly. And and remote ID is incredibly, it has a lot of burdens, a lot of hurdles. What we're excited about with FRIAs is it gives people the ability, whether you're at a school, whether you're at a flying site, whether you fly with a group of friends and family in your backyard regularly, we want to help you make that a reality. And we finally have the little acronym that gives us the ability to do so.
CBO. There's
CBO.
a lot to win in that little acronym. Hey, if you're watching us, go ahead and do us a favor, share this, and get everybody else on board, because we have we want to get the word out as much as we can, but also we have some cool things going on. You guys will know. Wait a second. Up there, see this guy? Not this guy, not that guy. This guy.
This guy.
The Iron Giant.
Yeah, we got the Iron Giant behind us.
It's huge.
Now.
That thing is amazing.
15 plus feet tall.
Yeah, you'll see the episode on it, but we wanted to see how big Maker Foam, because the new Maker Foam has an incredibly strong facing paper.
Yeah.
And so there's actually no wood or carbon fiber support in that. That is all free, just foam board. Now, is it suspended from the top of the ceiling? You better believe it is.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see one of the strings.
Yeah. But it is incredibly strong, and we're excited about that. So Yeah, and
Pretty awesome.
the David's behind us working on our new release. I think as of tomorrow, it's going to hit the store. It's Beach 18.
Yes.
Hi, David.
Yes.
Yeah, Dave will, or Lee will have to move in a second to see it. That's the monster
There it
one.
is.
Yeah.
It's about 9 or 10 feet,
Yeah.
I think.
No,
which is cool.
that's a bigger size though. That's
Yeah. The
Yes.
stock one is 60 inches and flies
Yes.
off of
It's over
twin
there on the
seats.
ground.
yes,
Absolutely.
it is.
So, yeah. What is that? John said, "Yay."
Stronger maker foam.
Yeah.
Much stronger.
It's kind of neat. The flight test foam and the maker foam really have different complementary properties. I would say the brown is slightly more water resistant, but the white is stronger, and the bright white, it's able to be illuminated. So it's kind of cool. We want to have all the things, but really, really impressed with this new version of maker foam. So good stuff.
Well done, Adams.
So there's going to be a lot of questions about FRIAs. We want to answer your questions and kind of share what the move forward is, because up until just yesterday, Lee, you didn't have the whole FRIA application process was behind a wall, right?
Yeah, we didn't know what what they were going to ask for. I had an idea, but didn't know specifically. So once we got the, and I didn't tell you this, Josh. This is funny. There was a little story. There's a story here that involves me and Dave Messina. So Dave Messina, our friend, I put up there on the Facebook or whatever that we were a CBO. And how I found out that we were a CBO, I just so happened to check my spam folder, and I had it was in there was an email in my spam folder from the FAA Drone Zone that just said your status on Drone Zone has changed. That was all. That was all that was in there.
Got him.
There's no confetti raining down.
Nothing.
No balloons.
And so then I went over to the Drone Zone and I saw it, and I also saw the FPVFC.
Nice.
And so I told Dave. I text after I talked to you. I text Dave and I told him, hey, we finally made it and all this other stuff. And he said, congratulations. I told him, yeah, congratulations, you too. He thought I was just telling him, like, because he helped us out and stuff like that. Like, no, you guys are in too. He's like, what? I said, Then I think it was Jason Bennett had a screenshot on Facebook of it. I'm like, yeah, look. And then he finally went over. So he had no idea.
Yeah. Well, and it's perfect timing because it doesn't matter, I guess, who's the first CBO. I think it really matters of how the CBOs work together. And what's been from the very beginning with us working with Washington, with Congress, with FAA, all that good stuff, has been the partnership between FTCA and FPVFC. Yeah. And also, I see a very good crossover within our community because FPV and drone racing and all that stuff, it's, our goal is to get people into the hobby, get them passionate about building and flying. But there's a tremendous amount of quad racing, of, freestyle, of just technology. Right. And that's where, Dave and his group have done a wonderful job representing that. And I love when we go into a different meeting with both of our entities there. Oh yeah, because it's a powerful force. To say the least. Yeah. And we're really grateful for the opportunity. But the letters behind the FTCA now mean nothing without execution. Yeah. And this is where the real hard work begins, and we're really excited about that. Yeah. Because circling back, we want people to be able to freely fly where they want to fly. And we can't in good conscience get people into the hobby without showing them how to do it. We've always been doing it safely. Not a problem. I believe I give ourselves a good grade on that. But how to do it in compliance with the law. Yeah. I don't agree with everything on, remote ID, FRIAs and everything. I don't agree with it. I'm unapologetically about it. I don't believe that bad actors are going to follow the law. But what I can't do is tell someone how to get in the hobby and how amazing it is without giving them a path to do so with the least amount of hurdles. And I feel like we have a solution for that where we can make that happen. And just a huge weight off our shoulders. I mean, you've been pulling out all your hair.
I ain't got much to pull out. Yeah. But I mean, it's a huge weight. And at the same time, like we were talking earlier with Jim T. Graham, that the real work is now beginning. So establishing not only helping you establish FRIAs, but establishing a process so that we can do that in a timely manner. So I think that one of the things that is coming out, I know that I've heard it, is like, what do we do? What can we do? Just stay tuned. We're going to get it where basically it's going to be a form in which you fill out, and then we'll help walk you through everything. So it'll take a few days, especially this time of year. I mean, we're crazy busy right now. So
one thing we've done is deal with crazy in a really good way. So I mean, if there's ever a group of people to kind of figure out a way to make this streamlined, I think it'll be us and the FVFC. Along with this is also perfect time because making flight sites. We've had interviews with our good friend Fred Provost, and I know a lot of our community, they already have sites where they fly regularly.
Right.
I think now is the perfect time with the whole FRIA process is to finally put organization to making those people able to network together, equipping those groups of people.
Yeah. And
I don't say groups haphazardly. We've talked about this, and I'll unpack this many times. What we envision and what we see for our community is not a bunch of RC flying clubs all over. That's never been my bag. I like competition, but I don't like competition in the form of that way. I like groups of people doing activities together, teaching people how to fly, having fun flies, doing combat, doing crazy build challenges, activity-based versus competition-based. And I think that needs to trickle down to very much, Lee, what we did before Flight Test existed, which was we got together and we used this as a tool to impact people in a positive way.
Oh, man. I remember many times when your dad's runway.
Oh, man. The laughter.
Oh,
the laughter and the lack of stress was real, and we want to make sure that is a repeatable model. We can now bundle all that together, and we can get people the ability to establish flying sites all over the country. And I can also picture, especially with the outward looking, I guess, vision behind this. This is something that if someone has a park or a really cool town, and they're like, yeah, we want to see flying activity here, we want to see drone racing here, this is the perfect thing to bring in because it's not complicated. It's not obtrusive. There's not a hierarchy they got to be concerned about. It's exactly what we do right here at Edgewater.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and we want to make it as simple as possible.
Simple is important. Yeah, definitely. So, and we strongly believe if you want to make a FRIA, we want to help you make a FRIA. And I would love to see them
everywhere.
Yeah.
Popping up
everywhere.
Yeah. Kind of like
all over the country.
Mogwise when you add water.
Just pop up everywhere. I like that.
Gremlins?
No.
So,
You've never watched that movie?
I've never seen that movie.
You have never seen Gremlins?
Sorry, guys.
I don't ever want to see it again because I know it's highly
Whoa,
give me nightmares again. Hey, I can't read comments very well. Is there any questions we need to answer?
No, there hasn't been any questions. The Iron Giant is awesome. Look at that. That's Chadwick. Will there be a B-17 kit anytime soon? Probably not.
Not the 20-foot one.
Not the 20-foot, right.
That's a fair point.
Also, very much congratulations to you guys. Major milestone. Yes, it is a major milestone. We've been working on this for quite some time.
Yeah. You guys helped make that a reality, too. You've been very patient with us. Do you remember how hard we worked to race to get the FTCA created?
Oh, man.
Because this as a rollout, this should have happened about 3 years ago.
Yeah, close to 4 now.
Closer to 4.
Yeah.
And it just feels good to finally have that. And you guys have been really patient with us creating the FTCA, creating a membership program. And then, it's like, well, we're ready, but we got to wait until this to happen. And it feels good to have a foundation built around it now.
You know how relieved I am going into meetings corporate meetings or whatever kind of meetings. And they're like, so what's going on with the FTCA? I don't know.
We're waiting.
We're waiting. Now we can say, here's what we got. This is who we are.
Yeah.
So it is. It's a great feeling of accomplishment. We do need to celebrate that.
Yeah, but it needs to turn now into something that gets people into the hobby. Doesn't hinder them from it. So
it doesn't stop here. Like we need now more than ever. We need the FTCA, all of its members, to say, all right. Now let's get these flying sites and these FRIAs all established and move forward.
Well, and I would challenge even to take it one step beyond that too, is let's turn this as a catalyst, not be compliant, but as a way to bring people into the hobby. As an organized way to bring people in the hobby to do it. Because it happens naturally, friends. It's amazing, even at Edgewater here on a Thursday night, you have a new face that comes and then people just pounce on them. They want to get them success. They want to get them in the air. 2 weeks goes by, that person's now not only part of the team and just a friend and flying on their own, but now they're giving back and they're sharing what they know. And that's as simple as it can be. So I want to see these flying sites all over, the country not just be a place where the best of the best are recognized, but be a place where if you want to learn how to fly, people know that a FTCA flying site is the place to go to or is the place to locate.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe with all my heart that this community is primed for that. We talked early on. Remember, we started a show and we had a bunch of fans. I don't like the term fans. That turned into a family. That turned into a community. That community turned into a family. And that family is now turned into a movement. I think we're now at that final stage where with flying sites and everything, that movement can begin, because it's not us knuckleheads on YouTube talking about flying and putting out instructional videos or whatnot. It's people engaging with people. And so excited about it.
And just think about this too, like if FRIAs weren't being able to be enacted and, CBOs and this and that kind of stuff, like just think about if you didn't have a flying site near you, because we want them all over the country, right? So just think of like you had one 2 hours away. Are you going to drive 2 hours to go fly your airplane?
Yeah.
And then drive 2 hours back? I mean, like, we don't get off until 5-ish. That's almost impossible. You're only going to do that on the weekend. So like, it's going to be awesome to see all of these new FRIAs fields, pop up everywhere, which is why I want them everywhere, so that everybody can have an opportunity to take a 5-minute drive or a bike ride or whatever, throw it on your backpack and go to the flying field, just like you do now.
Yeah.
We want that to stay the same. It's going to be different, obviously, but we want it to stay somewhat similar, so that, like you said, that everybody can have an opportunity to fly an airplane, a drone, as they see.
Yeah, well said. And, community-based organization now, that gives us a time where we can actually have a foundational vision spoken to it. Right. We do it on the show, a flight test, but we can have a, hey, you want to join the FTCA? This is what we're about. This is what we're trying to do. And it's officially recognized. And I'm just thinking of all the schools, definitely, that, I was really losing a lot of sleep, because imagine a world where suddenly, we got to get aviation, kids that are passionate about flight into jobs. There's such a shortage, but also how terrible would it be to have the current 10,000 plus kids right now in schools? Suddenly it's like, well, you were able to do this 3 months ago, but you're not able to do it now. Now there's a solution where not only can it continue on, but I think it can grow.
Oh yeah,
and that's kind of what I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's huge.
So Lucas said, I'll be upgrading my FTCA membership to aircrew status tomorrow.
Oh, thanks, Lucas.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So and if you guys don't know, there's 2 different membership levels. First of all, our safety guidelines, our membership, there's a free side and a pay side.
Yep.
You don't have to pay to be a member to know our safety guidelines, and that's part of the rules.
Right.
But also it's part of our vision too. We want people to know how to do things safely and properly, and
absolutely,
and especially with the style of flying that we do. But the perks on there, we take a little bit of a different bend on there. When you join as a paid member, I believe it's $24 a year, $2 a month. There's a member portal, right? That you have.
Yep. Well, you have access to a member portal, whether it's paid or it's unpaid.
Both have perks.
Both have perks, but the perks that are behind the aircrew side are they're better. I mean, that there's no doubt about it. But the amount of money that you save is tenfold compared to the amount that you pay out. I mean, it's kind of crazy, and we've some people have said, well, you need to charge more. No, it's not about charging more. It's just charging enough where we can make a little bit of money so we can continue on this fight and everything.
Yeah.
But also, so we want to make it low enough that anybody can join.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, $24. It's $2 a month.
We'll calculate this up. We want to give back more than what you're given.
100%.
And we can have a mechanism where, okay, you put $24 in and you get $10 to give back. Well, guess what? We've just neutered the cause by half. That's not a good thing. Or we could take awesome partners like Pilot Institute, Get FPV. I'm trying to think of other ones we've had on there. We've had a tremendous amount. We can have special perks and deals that are delivered to you around the type of flying that you like. And then that can, be part of the give back. The neat thing about that is it's making the hobby cheaper, more affordable, giving you more. But it's also not drying out the well of what we need to do to be able to grow the hobby and also to advocate for it.
Right.
And I think that's a good way of doing it. It's not a quid pro quo. Is that you get something back, but it's something hopefully that you can use and value. And there is easily tenfold of perks that come in, which is good.
And they're going to get even more, increasingly better. And now that we have more members coming along, we have more opportunities, we have more sponsors that want to be a part of what we're doing, so we have more to offer.
Well, it's fair to say too, early days we've had tremendous people step up, like you said, but as this grows and we get more membership and stuff like that, the perks and the abilities of what we can give back. I would love to see a time when different flying events have major discounts to be able to enter.
Oh yeah.
And if you're a fan of flight test and you like building flight test planes, the top tier always, because it's FTCA, is a flight test perk.
Right.
And that perk is always way, way, way beyond what that monthly burden is. So it's pretty darn cool there. Yep. We're just trying to figure out ways to be practical with the resources that you guys have blessed us with, but also be as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
And that way we can take that extra energy to do things that serve the hobby versus the organization.
Ain't that the fact?
Yeah. I can't see what Scott says.
What's up, Dave Messina?
David!
Says congrats to FTCA for being recognized as a FAA CBO.
Hey, congrats to the FPVFC as well.
Well done.
Yeah.
That's and David, we were gushing over you earlier in the video and stuff. Yeah. Again, hats off to the work that your whole team and you have done for us to help us get us to this point. It's been a pleasure, and I'm excited. Like, it shouldn't be one CBO. Like, hopefully, if people have different passions and hobbies, CBOs should be able to work together. And I think a great example is FTCA and FPVFC.
Oh yeah. So Scott Settle, he says, "Hey guys, Scott from Bomb RC. Nice job with all this. Love it. I was talking with Ben Harbor yesterday. What's up? We will work on club support to be both FTCA and keep AMA a place for both. I love what you all bring to education of flight. So yeah, I mean,
yes, he brought up a beautiful point.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing: is FTCA is, I'd say, 90% vision and execution. We want to get people in the hobby. We want to get them the resources they need to be able to have success in the hobby.
Right.
We are not like, but it can only be on our playground. No. How many different AMA clubs have gotten re-energized by using our videos, our planes that are simple to build, but also, frankly, our culture? It makes it a friendlier, easier place. It makes it a place where you can engage kids easier. All that is open and free. And it was that way before FTCA was ever, created, and it always will be. So it makes my heart happy to see that clubs can get re-energized by using that. So,
yeah, if we can help breathe life into it, then so be it. Like,
job done.
Right. We're an AMA club. Oh, good. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Let's have people fly there.
We love people and we love planes.
Right.
High five. So, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a good way that there'll be olive branches going everywhere.
Yeah.
If someone wants to be able to get into FPV, you better believe we're going to be like, okay, cool. FPVFC, they'll be able to help you with a lot of different things and stuff, and there'll be a handoff there.
I had a text message from an old friend of mine. I don't know. He must have saw something on Facebook or whatever. He texted me, hey, my fire department is wanting to get a drone for big incidences and everything. What do I need to do? What do we got to do with this? And I said, well, I've got the perfect people which you need to talk to, because I'm like, that's not our bag.
No.
That's Dave and his boys. That's his bag.
We know exactly who to take you to.
Exactly.
And do we know stuff? Yes, but do we have the content, the support structure? No.
Right.
No. So I'm excited. So far we have what? We have AMA, FPVFC, and FTCA. Is there any other CBOs?
Last time I checked, I haven't been on there today, so unless it was updated, but those three were on there yesterday.
I think it's important, and I think it'll be also good as new CBOs pop up, and because I believe also educational institutions can become CBOs. Is that right? Like secondary colleges and stuff like that?
They can apply for FRIAs.
Okay, they can apply for FRIAs.
Yeah.
I think it's important as additional CBOs pop up too. My guess is it's hopefully going to cover the whole world of flight.
Yeah.
And to think that one CBO can cover the whole world of flight is both arrogant and wrong. So I look forward to as more pop up that we'll be able to work with them and stuff. And I'm just excited. I mean, typically around Christmas time is usually when we get bad news with regulation. If you look at the past 3 years, this is one of the few times where we have something positive to talk about.
Yeah. So I just checked. There's only 3. It's still the same 3. Yep.
Okay.
On their website.
Yeah, I said it was updated yesterday. Hasn't been updated today yet.
Yep.
Perfect.
And it says Alex says that we know at least 5 others have applied.
Okay, right. That makes sense because there's 8 applications so far from what we can tell.
Total.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, it's exciting. I guess there's a lot ahead of us, isn't there, Lee?
Oh yeah, for sure. So Jason asked, can sites apply for FRIAs or do
cities?
Right?
I think cities. Can cities apply for FRIAs or do they have to work with a CBO?
So you have to work with the CBO because the CBO has to apply for. Yeah. So as far as what does he mean by cities? Like a park, maybe, or
probably parks, townships.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you work with us or the FBBFC or even AMA, you work through the CBO, and then the CBO is.
And I think I think for the FTCA, that's going to be where our strength is because we don't just fly at clubs. We fly at parks. We fly in backyards. We fly out in the country. We fly at a lot of different locations organically.
Right.
And there's also a lot of relationships with townships. A lot of people think like cities are against flying. It's the opposite.
Right.
It's, look how many cities you go through and there's a skate park there. There's a lot of times that people are like, we want to see this activity and this technology embraced and we have land for it. Let's just, instead of having little pockets all over, let's give you some land to develop this. And I've seen a lot of really successful model park areas. I can see that the FTCA will be really good with that because it's friendly, it's relaxed, it's organic, it's not intrusive financially. I think that will take the bill to hopefully make that a reality.
Yeah.
And hopefully also with schools. We want to, we have 10,000 students currently in our program, maybe even more now. Every one of those schools can have that opportunity. But when you think about when those schools apply for FRIAs and they get the FRIAs, what happens when there's a park down the road from that? How cool would it be that, mom and dad can't fly with their kids at the school, but they can enjoy the hobby just down the road and, in the town.
Yep.
And I think that's just a really positive thing. That's how I think we start changing the language around how the hobby is looked at and how it's regulated is by creating as many pilots and many RC enthusiasts as possible. And that's where I think for the FTCA, that's where our calling is going to be is creating pilots.
For sure.
Yeah, Alex said this was discussed with the FAA before. However, FAA did not want to give that to the states, so cities cannot apply.
So, but Dave Messina said municipalities must work through a CBO.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. So Betsy's asking, so can individuals work with the CBO if they want to make their property a FRIA? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we want to encourage is the more FRIAs we have, the better.
And I think that's where we're a little bit different than other CBOs is we believe in that strongly. If we wouldn't be able to have a FRIA in the backyard of my dad, say like what we rewind 20 years ago, and this was a current law. If we were inhibited and we had to go to a flying club field, guess what? I wouldn't be part of flying. I wouldn't do it.
There'd be no flight test.
And I say it with that heavy of a heart because guess what? When I was young, when you had nitro airplanes and when you had all that stress, a model club field was not an easy place to come into. And the few times I did go in there, it was scary for me and it was scary for the people, and it wasn't a very friendly environment.
No friends. There were no friends on the field?
No friends on the field. And here's the thing. I'm friends with a lot of those people on the field, but it was not a environment where me as a kid could learn how to fly. The reality is I learned in the backyard with my dad flying an airplane. That turned into a group of people flying in the backyard with my dad and myself. Gave me tremendous life lessons. So yes, we need to be able to give people the ability where they fly now. We need to work as hard as we can to give them the free in that location.
Yep.
And it's pretty telling. Like our community, we're blessed with a huge community.
Yeah.
We have roughly over 1 million people that watch YouTube, but there's probably about 800,000 RC enthusiasts that tune into our channel.
Yeah.
And a very, very small percent of them go to RC clubs. And that was done through surveys and things like that. We found out it's very telling. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do. I should say, Lee, as the director of FTCA, you have a lot of work to do. I just get to say words.
I like the we better.
The we.
That's cool. Alex said that he's already applied for his home to be a FRIA. Working on a few other ones at the moment as well. So well done, Alex. Good sir.
Yeah. And like you said, you applied for our location. That's where you learn the process, and that will tell us the best way to do this.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
sharing knowledge.
Well, awesome.
Wonderful.
What do you have any other questions? Now I have to convince my city parks that it's worth the trouble for all of them to apply through a yeah, if you want to, Jason, we're happy to help.
Yeah.
So just reach out.
And this is where it's nice. The reason that CBOs have to apply on your behalf for you, am I saying that correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Is because the safety guidelines are recognized now as adequate by the FAA.
Correct.
The neat thing for the cities is when you go and these are already acknowledged safety guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
That takes the stress of a city saying are they safe? Are they compliant? Are we going to get in trouble? It takes all that guesswork. So hopefully it'll make that process easier.
Yeah. We are FAA approved.
FAA approved.
We should get a tattoo that says FAA approved.
No,
I'm going to not do that.
I'll pass on that.
But hey, you do you, bro. You do you.
So, and the neat thing is the style of flying that we do. That's where those safety guidelines and where park flying and stuff is just perfectly matched.
Yes,
so
for sure.
Yeah, it'll be good.
For sure. Well, cool. New stickers, Scott says. All right, I guess.
All right, fair enough.
Stickers are good.
Yeah.
Stickers are good.
So, well, cool.
All right. Well, friends, thank you for taking time for the live. And, we're getting back in the podcast game.
Yeah. You want to say something real quick about the podcast?
Yeah. So we just recorded a podcast, but also if you want to hear about what's going on after hours, behind the scenes at Edgewater, tune into, it's called the Edgewater Project. It's on YouTube.
Yep.
Eventually we will have a podcast name for it, and I'll definitely be sharing that with you. But it gives us an opportunity to basically unpack our relationships with each other, our friendships, what's going on when we're not doing flight test, what's going on behind the scenes of flight test, but also our heart, the ministry behind what calls us to do what we do and say what we say.
Yep.
And we love the engagement. We love to unpack that. It's very dear to us. So please, if you want to hear that, check out the Edgewater Project. And as always, the classic podcast of is it Fly Crash Repeat? Is it just FT Podcast?
I don't know. It's planes, planes and problems.
Planes, plans, and problems. We just changed
the
name.
know.
Our classic channel and stuff like that. The names change all the time, but that is back. I believe it would be either Monday or something like that. Our next one goes live.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Noah. And Noah's taken.
Now you have even more to answer. So, but also if you have any questions, all things podcasty in the forums is a great place to post. If you have questions you'd like to try to get on the show, it's always fun to kind of go down through that. It gives us things to talk about.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody.
Yeah. Hope you all have a blessed day. Thanks for tuning in.
And if we don't catch up with you soon, have a happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.